야, 드니 대랑 수종아 손디나라 요비 출루르 바가더니 로마남 바탐체 볼라 수조 데라건 참르적인스.
Good afternoon to all the students of religious studies who have come here this afternoon.
드니가 손디나라 용네 드니 참마다 드니 삼로지리 까자샤야 드니 그 고급토발라 빼 갑주신 보숑송스.
And I'm very happy to be here this afternoon and have the opportunity to engage in conversation with you all and have an exchange of ideas.
드니 때랑 아주 갑다시야 때는 아주 드니 곰바글 호소당 드니 땅럽 시속 곰바글 호소 드니 땅럽 시속 니바 제야 드니 그 돈이 갑다시지레스.
And what I'm going to talk about this afternoon is monastic education and its role in contemporary Tibetan society.
드니 보바가 드니 곰바가 드니 소소간디 잡서 드니 드리즈 샤크리 옛날 디나라 드니 가서도 남바가 드니 삼로다 남바가 드니 따와다 드니 양만보즈네 제나발라 드니 모스트지가 드니 식시나 데 소소고 디톨라 로종시나 데 소소라 판토요레스.
So even though what I'm going to be talking about is the monastic education, I will include also discussion of Buddhist ideas and Buddhist thought, and perhaps this might be of some benefit to you.
드니 보바지야티 드니 잠볼랑가 드니 사차 원드시나 드니 사차 할리파 드니 묵서 산토사 드니 그 묵서 그 사차 드니즈라 드니 소와키르 용 그 머륵 드니즈레스.
So Tibetans, what we call Tibetans, refers to a people who live in a very unique and special place, a very high place. People who exist in this special place.
드니가 저 따르다 드니 사콜라 톨라 호르니 샹니 드니 위니 중지제 드니 니 엑섬 그나니 드니 보바지기데 드니 더 위니라니 용그 사하정 통보라 용그 드니가 드니 머륵즈레스.
The Tibetan people live in, if the world is divided into upper and lower halves, Tibetans exist in the middle at a very high altitude.
드니 디 사자티 톨라용 그 머륵테나 드니 로통착식다 드니 드니즈가 랑라 에 코랑초 드니 빰주리야게 통야다 드니 가서 차르 그 락스리야게 통야다 드니 그 톨라 그수 삼로만 보탕요 마레스.
So the Tibetan people for the past 1,000 years or more have not really given much effort or much thought really to questions of economic development.
드니 코랑초고 로통착식다 드니 섬자 드니 그나라 강라 짐직시 바리지나 조 코랑가 조 돈다니 그 톨라고 조 짐직시인도스.
But for the past 1,300 years or thereabouts, Tibetans have been primarily interested in researching two things.
드니 돈다니 돈다 땅보든 가서 뭐 세쪽고 톨라더니 짐직시가 요레스.
The first of these is human life.
드니 가랑 좀 멋지라더니 상로다나 베나가 촐라 왕차양요 고래 톱탕양요 고래 밤조리양요 고래 드니 대소 상화요 고래 가서 멋지라 대소 상화요 고래다 인나 가솔라 할리바 가르치슈데 가랑 저 세쪽레스.
In terms of humans, yes, we need rights, we need privileges, we need economic means, but in fact, what we need more than any of these things is the fundamental thing of life itself.
드니 가랑 저 뭐 세쪽라더니 무슨 약보지요 바데 하장가 좀 멋지라 상로다나 소소랑 그 세쪽데라더니 무슨 약보지요 바데 베가르친 보레스.
And so it's very important that we as individuals have a proper understanding and recognition of what this human life in fact is.
드니 가랑 저 대랑다나 용칸 참마더니 로마 참마 로뇽 딱딱래 드니 마옴바나라나 소소 머세 다롱 람카 mambo라더니 로고레스.
Everyone here this afternoon is relatively young, and from here you have a long path in life ahead.
드니 머세 람카 티소 나란 조이니 컴나가 솔라더니 갑갑스드니 약보양 용거래 갑갑스드니 양 득보양 용거래 잠다 망보 용거래서 영나 대적 나라 쭉 아초드니 소소가 최쪽라더니 무슨 약보지 요나 tani nga chola te phanthok mangbo yung gores.
So on the course of this future life, we will encounter, good things and sometimes bad things as well. But in any case, whatever we encounter, it's important that we have a proper recognition of what the value of our lives are.
Teni nipada teni ta nga cho yang boge na teni jimjik shi sa tonda nipada ka re na mi semkam la teni jimjik shi ge yore sim mag semkam la jimjik mambo shi yore.
And the second thing that Tibetans have been historically interested in researching is the human mind, human psychology.
Teni mi semkam go thola teni jimjik mambo shi teni mi semkam yargi sa tongwa teni tabshi mambo teni koso teni te 르그네 디나라 요레스 디탈랑아서 곰제나 초코 곰탑제나 초코레 가르터 미셈라 야르게 통야다 데니 미셈 거나니 등머 mam보마 파메바시야다 데니 미셈 거나니 연든 야르게 통야가 데니 탑시 mam보 코서 르그네 나라 요레스.
And so the Tibetan tradition has a lot of understanding of the human mind, and on this basis a lot of means and methods for advancing and developing the human mind, for developing its virtues and for reducing suffering.
Teni kaja tangmo sharna nga chon zambollang ka thola teni be na chuluk mambo yore ta to chama chuluk kang nang la yang teni mi sim yarge so tongwa tabshi de teni boba ga teni ringne na la yo pan ra mambo yo mare se jamba so la rana so la yore ta yena teni mambo zum mendose.
Putting it frankly, even though there are a great number of religions in the world today, and each of them have their own approaches for developing the human mind, none of them have the extent of methods that the Buddhist tradition does.
Teni nga cho char ka thone sha na semkhum rig pa nga cho terang yang semkhum rig pa ga teni lojong shi san de din la chat she ge ore te na semkhum rig pa ga thola yang teni zambalang ga thola teni semkhum rig pa je teni ga rig pa yang yore ta yina ti na la yang ta nga cho mi sem yar ge sa twa mi sem ga na ni dingmar chama me pa she ya ta te so ga thap shi de yang nga cho teni bo ga na la yo pan ra teni mambo mo de se so la thap shi yo yore ta teni mambo hale pa nan zom bo teni yo mares.
And in terms of the field of psychology, today our lecture is taking place in the psychology department. Of course, psychology has a lot to say about the mind, etc. But even in terms of its methods, its means that it has at its disposal for advancing the human mind, developing it, and for reducing suffering, its methods are nowhere near as extensive as the Buddhist tradition.
Teni nga cho moschik la teni samlo tang ba yen na nga cho moschik la teni soso teni pamjur yen na re thopthang yen na re teni lipo dethang yen na re teso changma yang nga cho la go re changma halipa kar chimbo re de ti nang ni nga cho sim kham ga teni dethang da halipa kar chimbo re.
So in terms of human needs, we have needs of financial needs, we have needs for human health, we have needs for we require rights, we require status, etc. But really, our fundamental need is that of our minds, the health of our minds.
Teni nga cho nopshok la yen na zole sarji ga teni ne zonte teni lo nibja da jibche ngapche teni zga rang la teni mu chama ga samlo la chasam go yor jena nga cho la ngubu mambo yo na nga cho de mo ke boyong gore samne teni sam go yores.
Since the Industrial Revolution in the West, for about 200 or 250 years hence, the majority of people in the world have felt that their happiness will stem from the accumulation of lots of material possessions and wealth.
Teni tangbo nshok la teni ga samlo shong teni sharshok la song teni tartan ra boyna nga cho zambo lang mo changma ga teni nga cho la ngubu mambo yo na teni nga cho ke boyong gore demo yong gore samni teni samlo de teni res.
So this kind of thinking originated in the West, then it spread to the East, and now essentially everybody in the world thinks like this.
Yena teni tirim ni chachik 자 니시 바금 직다 되니 디름니시 작직 바금 골라 레용데 되니 가서 잠발랑 거 넙쇼당 샤쇼고 마할리바 망보 되니 가서 그 탑시데라 똑바시 그 요래더니 대숨기니 되니 인사 말에 삼니 망보고 되니 삼고 요래스.
However, at the end of the 21st century, at the end of the 20th century and the beginning of this century, many people in both the East and the West have really come to doubt and in fact question this assumption.
Teni ngaso koso tobake goya ge jimsen de cherezina teni koso la jimsen meba mare koso la jimsen haliba chimbo yores.
And this questioning and this doubting is not without reason. In fact, people in doubting and interrogating this assumption are doing so with very legitimate reasons in mind.
Teni ngaso tobake goya ge jimsen de ngaso mambo zala teni koran sola ngubo toni na koso hajang ga teni mambo yo ge yore te ngubo un sowa de haliba teni yargi teni rete yendayang ngubo un sowa te ngaso ngama samlo la na la yo panda o teni ge demo dan ke po mususorang ga msega na la dekit teni yong thap ko manduze.
And that is that even though we live in very affluent circumstances in terms of our material standards of living, the kind of happiness that we at one point in time would have thought would have come from this kind of lifestyle is in fact something that we don't enjoy and we don't believe we can enjoy.
Teni ti jimsen de kare rezena ngaso ngupo murgo ze mara ngaso la ngupo go reze ngupo mena ngaso soni shetab ko mara inayang ngaso ngupo chipo la teni roa mir la demo chipo yonda me ozena te yon tab ko mendus.
So this is not an outright rejection of the need for material things in our life. Of course we do need them. However, to think that our happiness would stem solely from these kinds of things in life is very mistaken.
Teni tambo ngaso la teni samlo teni yonga jimsen de kan rezena ngaso soso sem ge sawa de mashi pi jimsen ji reze ngaso sem di nala ngaso mashi pi sawa mambo yore te ngaso shigi yamare te mashi pi jimsen ji teni ngaso la samlo teni zu shonga reze.
So the idea that happiness would come from material richness, this mistaken idea was due to the fact, or it arose from the fact that we humans did not understand the secret of their mind.
Teni sawa sem ge sawa ti tolai na teni da bog na ngama lo tongchak chik da teni semja teni zga rangla ngune changle ge jimjig mambo shi ni teni ti tola jimjig mambo shi teni mambo nyamnyong mambo sarne tarta na teni halipa ge ti tola teni da jimji yores sem ge tola.
But as to this precise question of the secret of the mind, the nature of the mind, this is something that the Tibetan tradition researched very thoroughly for a period of 1,300 years and accumulated a lot of experience in the course of this research. And so it is something the Tibetan tradition has significant understanding and respect of.
Teni yendi teni soso maung bana teni ngaso pena boi inji ka la jero tang yana jai la jero tang yana boi rang thola yo pa teni pecha mambore teni soso la mupa yo na kale te la lojong shenan degrees.
And the contents of this tradition, the research findings, as it were, is something that if you have interest in the future, you can continue to learn about in whatever language is accessible to you.
Teni boba organizena zowote tereze boba organizena zowote teni mi checho dang mi semkam ni kala jimjig shene teni mi checho yarje tangwa dang semkam yarje sa tangwa teni ge tapshi zgla jimjig she ko yore tela boba organizena chokore boba chuzena chokore teni zres.
So when we talk about Tibetan culture or Tibetan religion, that's really what we're talking about, the research into the nature of human life and the human mind, human psychology, and methods and techniques for advancing the human life and for developing the human mind.
Teni ngacho lorji ge tolai na teni boba lorji ge tolai na ngama lorji ge tola ngacho teni gomba ti so sama teni ngacho tarta ga lobta chimbonda bore gomba ti nala teni rigne lakshi da rigne da teni samlo ta so sama teni gomba nala lojong she ge yore te ma to ba lobta chimbonda oda teni mambu yo mare je ngama lorji ge tola.
In traditional Tibet, the monasteries served the role of modern universities. So as places to acquire knowledge, to learn skills, etc., they were the place that people would go.
Teni tarta shusok sarwa ga nala teni ngacho teni da gomba ga lobso zera chik da teni lobta ga lobso zera chik lobso ti la ni so so parshi sarores.
Whereas in contemporary Tibet, there are now two branches of education. We still have the traditional monastic education. There is now also secular schools run by the government.
Tani shusoko tani loso ti nala loja loso ti nala tani nga zo be na ngu kamruk pandata tani sem kamruk pa yenare o tani to yang tani rukpa ti sirgi na zinjeri na to so kora da nga zo tarab kirni to so tamche pol loso shake yores.
So the secular learning institutions are places where people can learn things like physics and psychology, mathematics, etc.
Tani gomba tani loso ti nala tani karishege yozena gomba loso ti nala zo mi sem go korda tani checho ko korda tani mur soso go tani ta mo yagbo kandi shego tani soso go tani chu mo zambuz kunshu ko toni tani kandi shego tiso ko ra loso to gomba ti loso to jab yores.
And the monastic education system teaches about the human mind, about the value of human life, about moral human conduct, and how to be a good person.
Tani ti nani nge terang te number thamse pola ngochu siati tani gomba ga loso korte yens.
And what I'm going to talk to you about today is the monastic education system.
Tani gomba ga loso to nga so shiso ko thola tani phamba kandi yongndo zo ti korwa te reze gomba shiso ta gomba ga loso unjera tinge sha ga yens.
And especially the benefit that the monastic education system has for society. So I'm going to talk about the connection between these two things.
Teni gomba ga teni loso tin na la shertang nantun hale ba mambo ziyore tin ina te senga se terang tin ti chu mambo mu de tin na ne khashi z teni ngotu she ke yens.
The monastic education system, of course, encompasses a great many fields. Today we don't have so much time, so I'm just going to talk about a couple of things.
Teni gomba ga loso tin na la thomar kare teni sha ke yore zena teni khoso go shertang asu namba ga teni ko gomba ga loso teni sha de ate zo namba ga tawa te sha ke yore ze de nga so jagr ne yong namba ga tawa te sha ke yore.
So when we talk about education in the monastery, really we're talking about a place that teaches and instructs in the views of the Buddhist tradition, Buddhism as it came from India.
Teni jagar ke teni namba ti khorang ka tawa su te kangrezena teni khorang ka samlo tana jiktin ngaso jiktin dala teni shiba pol haz teni nusho ko teni chul ka nala shapa da o teni shaka yo mares.
And the fundamental view of the Indian Buddhist tradition is not one of where the world is ruled by a creator, say, as in the Christian tradition.
Chishina ngaso nusho ko chul ka nala shapa teni haze wa te yang teni chu reshi japsar jambaz ka wand shina pena ngaso chani rik pa nala reshi japsar teni daboz shina ngaso chigrin do na hako mares chigina tangse.
Whether or not the Buddhist view or the Buddhist view could be reconciled with Western ideas of God if they were perhaps explained from a different perspective, that might be possible.
Teni boba tinala teni kalise yorezena teni ngaran so teni pena timdir zia ti sha ke yore timdir zia ti la shig timdir zia shig ta teni nang timdir zia shig ni teni sha kan dos timdir.
So what the Tibetan tradition does talk about is dependent origination, the interconnectedness between things, and causes and effects being shi dang nang, outer causes as well as inner causes.
Yeah, teni shig temdir zia de kare zena ga so rangshung kham go teni rangshung kham go teni ta gerwa tela zega yore korangla gela teni jewichi wa pena nga so metok chike gona teni metok te ke gona teni korangla saung go re teni korangla chir go re teni korangla teni de chud go re koranga gekin sama nyam de zom sona teni metok te ke yong re teni tela shig tem zega yore.
So when we talk about external or interdependent origination, we are referring to, say, the natural environment. A flower, in order to grow, needs the conditions of earth, seed, warmth to come together, and when they do, then a flower can grow.
Teni nipa tila nang temdir ze ore nang temdir ze pe nang aran so teni sim gayata sim margawata sim kepata sim markepata teso chamala yang teni khorang la gimsin meba mare khorang la gimsin chingdu ti gimsin ti jedang kin teso yona teni nga so sim go tolan gerwa mambo yongore mi checho ko tolan gerwa mambo yongore tela nang temdir zeni tendi zengdus.
So that's external independent origination. In terms of this internal relationship of interconnectedness between causes, conditions, and results, we can see that our moods, our feelings of happiness or sadness do not occur with no reasons at all. In fact, they do have their causes and conditions, and this is what we refer to as the internal dependent origination.
Tendi ending atso muschik teni ta maung bala soso demo da ki boyona ja dungur yona ja teso thamche po de gangyen na nga so teni lazla teni jera yo mare jelam jera yo mare mu jamba salam jera yo mare soso ranglam jera yo re soso rang yak boshina teni jig thoni yak boshina jeva yak boyong gore jig thoni yak bo mashina jeva yak boyong mare tena soso teni lewand teni marang soso la ragle gre zene teri zegres.
So for this reason, a person, in any individual case, whether a person will be happy or whether they'll be unhappy in the future is not something that depends on some kind of external deity, but is something within their own power. Knowing in terms of their own internal state, understanding causes will lead one to understand the results too. So in fact, individual fate in this regard is considered to rest on the individual person.
Tendi yendi teni ngaso shawa lerka yakboz lena teni koran so teni lerka te telam dewe yakbon jongwa ta shawa dikboz lena dewe dikbon jongwa tela teni gewa ta mergewa teni zegere ze gewa zena mozyan la panthoyang ta shawa yakbo chamala gewa zege yore teni semchen jala no pakia ta shawa dikbo thamche bola mergewa zege yore ti gewa te lena shawa yakbo te lena soso rang la maong bala yakbo yongya ta teni shawa dikbo te lena soso rang maong bana dikbo yongya tendi zegres.
So in terms of this, we also say that good actions produce good results, negative actions produce negative results, and the positive results, that is, results that benefit others, are referred to as meritorious or virtuous actions, and actions which bring harm or negativity to others are considered to be unvirtuous or unmeritorious, negative on this. And yes, and this is based in the idea that the nature of our actions, the quality of our actions begets results.
Tani pena te pena ngaso pena jarkufchik teni chimla samlo tambaye na chimte yakbo chona teni korang la teni chapa yong mare yakbo yong gore chimte yakbo ma chona teni chim go thokone chapa yong gore ti chimti ngola teni mchama teni ramnyure msog chim chona ya tela yakbo yong ada msog chim ma chona tela chapa yong gore pena te ngaso tinda wi chimte teni ngaso mo zu jak pi teni chimre jang ngaso zambalang ga jakub ni ja da lazla ran so la chim yori ti chimde ngaso mi zu jak pi chimre and
this can be likened to, say, the legal system of a nation where if we do everything right and obey the laws, we won't receive fines. However, if we do break the laws, then we will be fined. This is how the laws function. But this legal system that Khenpo is referring to is human-made. It's made by man. But in this legal system, under it, everybody is equal.
Teni ngaso njitheng kamdala yuzhou zhongsi yuzheng kamdala teni mi zuba mayimbi teni koranga rangshong teni ga teni chunyi chigjang yores rangshong chunyi chig yores ti rangshong chunyi te teni pena ngaso mukum thongya ga rangshong chunyi te pena teni medok sawon la teni medok jongwa dawo ta teni ne ga sawon la teni penam je ga sawon la teni mjem jongwa dawo teni ngaso mukum thongya te tere se te rangshong chunyi zran gui lui zna rangshong chunyi chires.
So within our universe there is a natural order of things, and this natural order of things, at least one kind of natural order of things, can be perceived with our eyes. So looking at using our eyes, we can observe that a seed and earth and warmth together produce a flower. This is an example of the one kind of natural order of things.
Teni nga tsu muka mamthongwa ga teni jimdre chigi orese muka mamthongwa ga jimdre de nga tsu mungda teni thong thapko yo mareta mathab na yang teni khorang ga teni te jodam jewa de la teni yang je pena leka yak bolena te la teni jewa yak bonjonga ta leka dikbo lena te la teni jewa dikbo jonga teni nga tsu muka mamthongwa ga teni chigyang yo orese.
However, there's also a law of cause and effect that operates beyond what we can perceive with our naked eye. And this refers to the results of our actions. So the fact that good actions will produce good results and negative actions will produce negative results is a law of cause and effect, but it's not one that we can observe so readily.
Teni tenji tawa ti nga tsu teni shiso ko tola panto gang du zena zenge ti ko na ngoto te chi yensi ti tawa to.
And what I'd like to talk about now is how this view of cause and effect, is of benefit to Tibetan society.
Teni nga tsu shiso ko tola teni tarta nda boina pe nga tsu mo gna la tarta teni mambo ta yo mare pe na nshuk shiso nda wo yin na ja teni nga tsu te yarjin ro panju yarjin ro de teni shiso ko na la teni mo ta mi war ke teni yichi de halipa ga teni
while we haven't really started to see too much of this phenomenon in Tibet, certainly in Western countries, it's a rather widespread phenomenon that trust between individual members of society seems to be increasing, and there is an ever-growing distance between people. There was in the 1960s a survey that was done. Oh, in both America and England.
Ti thola pe na nga so tini jwa ko ni tini mare la tini lan gyap chik bare zi ti thola jwa kare ko yojena kherang mo par chiwala ye chi ze ta ye chiwe ze je ye chi yobe ze je ta tini ga tini jwa ta ko ni tini manamla tini lan gyap chik bare.
So this survey that was distributed asked everybody the question, do you trust, or do you have do you trust the majority of people?
Teni sheti teni chig trikshit hamba lola teni ga cho America ta inji ga nani mo jacha ngap chi ngap git ko o teni ko cho yichi yo zeni teni lan jam du si jacha ngap chi ngap git.
And in the 1960s in America and England, 58% of the respondents said that they did trust the majority of people.
Yeah. Teni lo nish subject ke jila chig gupchu kogit ko lola yankir teni tash shendu ze jwata so sama chig ba shikyang res.
And then 28 years later the same survey was repeated and exactly the same question was asked again.
Yeah. Teni ti kapse teni nga so mo parche wala nga khel yichi yo zenken ge mo de jacha samchi thamba ma to mandus.
But the respondents who said that they trusted the majority of people this time was only 30%.
Teni lo nish subject rang la teni ngama teni jacha ngabji yo ba de parchi sheka de teni mar hongdus.
So this was a reduction of about 50% in respect of how the respondents answered in the 1960s.
Teni tartan dayena to teli jang to ta teli jang dik bares.
And probably now it's even worse.
Teni tengai shaba mare America rang la teni to janga hali pasaro yores.
This is not my own subjective opinion. In America, there are very concrete statistics supporting this.
Teni ti jimsen de sawa gangla thyo rezena teni nga so teni mutso teni chik teni yen machi ren jo jimsen gang rezena tela nga so samlo mambo teni tela teni nga so samlo tang go ndus.
And the reason for this phenomenon is something that we really need to think about deeply.
Ten garwa chimbo zres.
This is a very big division.
Garwa kan rezena nga so mutsama ga teni lobso Lodrö chimonane na tini loso tini yakpo tini thobkit ngaso ngama shitsong nyamba inanda ta ngama la tuna ta tele jang Lodrö chimona la lojong shikin so korkup tele jeyag rezi nshok la samlo ta la mangchiwa la tini ngaso tini lojong shipi tini korkup yakbo yore mangchiwa tini kwarang chogo tini de lojong go hwantsi ha jam thombo jewe jimto ro yore
Over this course of time, our standard of education has only increased. It's only got better. The majority of, compared to how things were many decades ago, people these days are receiving better and more opportunities for education.
Teni ngaso lojong go korkup tini yakbo yona ngaso musjigla samlo tana lojong mambo tini shena teni ngune tani shena ngaso mog piga de jebsang la ro go rezi lojong ngaso lojong go yontsat kanri thombo yona mog piga de han tini thombo yo go rezi ngune shena
in all reason, it should be the case that as our that level of education increases, so too should the quality of our person.
Rite yina ngaso lojong go yontsat chi ro kapse teni ngaso mog tini te pika chi lan ro yo gim tak rezi teni ngaso lojong go yontsat chi re ta yina ngaso mog pika chi ro mo de jeman ro ndo.
However, this is in fact not the case. Our level of education is growing higher, and yet the quality of our persons seems to be decreasing, diminishing.
Teni musjigla samlo tana chorang teni yichi choksa unye teni na mo dema da mo yakbo teni yimbi ge tagrezi. Karti chorang yichi ma choksa teni na teni chorang ni zinma da ni dugbo da ni dugja tendis yembi tagrezi chonye dugbo yemba da ni zimma yembi gimsen jinga chola yembi chibi gimsen de teres.
It should be that a person who is capable of being trusted or who is trustworthy is honest and upright, and a person who is not considered trustworthy is considered, maybe deceitful or somehow not reliable. It would seem that the fact that people are not able to be trusted or are able to be trusted reflects in fact the quality of their character.
Dini tedan rawaz penanga sola pamjur hale bayargin ro yor rete menam go dumur ngaso dini deshit kum chonjang hingfu zhishu o ti dini jema ro ndo te yang ngaso garwa sigris.
And at the same time, our economic standard of living is increasing, and yet our suffering is increasing at the same time too. Our happiness index, as it were, is decreasing.
So, in
terms of our contemporary culture, our contemporary society, we have many contradictions. And if these contradictions are allowed to get bigger and to go on for a longer period of time, then we will experience a lot of unhappiness at the level of our societies and in the world at large.
Ngaso lekar soso rang tini shawa yakpo shina tini soso la tini drewe yakbon jong atang tini shawa dugbo shina drewe dugbon jong tini tawa to ti tawa ti tini ngaso tini matsama tini zimba rento atang matsama la yichi ma chok ba rento wa te la halepa ga phantok yong ndu sam go yos.
I'm the view that the belief that good actions produce good results and that negative actions produce negative results is of great benefit to this problem of people not believing or having trust in each other.
Tendi ending also Roa mirgi na tini ngarang so so maong ba demo yong ata kipo yong da mayong de penal hadang dewa yang mana chik tini dre dang dewa tini ngaso mukum thongya me ba tini ngun dewa yamba zmayem ba so rang leka yakpo lemle so rang tini shawa maong ba la te so rang yakpo shi sa na rang la thuyo ba ta dugbu zre sam na rang la thuyo ba tini za ha ko sona Teni ngazola teni riva mambo yorese soso te maombala shawa yakbolena teni maombala yakbozi osana ngazo tarta leka yakbole gore pena ngazo maombala pena lomazla sanlo tana ko maombana shawa yakbozi le gona tata lobda na ne teni lojon yakboje gore pena te danda boris.
And the way that this belief or this view is beneficial is insofar as the idea that doing good things today will produce good results tomorrow, and at the same time negative actions will produce negative results, will enable people to feel that in fact the future and their fate lies, the control of it rests in their own hands, and as a result of this they will be able to generate a sense of hope regarding the future.
And students?
And
just as students are studying now in order to get the result.
And this works this is comparable to the way that students today are studying, or they're studying hard in order to get good results in their future lives.
Tending sardi tending aso maong baga tini rang tini lewant tini soso rang lagla yo patenti si sarna tending aso matsindala tini soso rang tini ta tini che harsung ka samba jiji ta thaidu o tendi mambo yong gare tini shawa yargi lan rores.
So realizing that one's future fate rests in one's own hands, then one is able to generate an attitude of diligence, and that any hotsung kadeni samba gets abe. And this will bring progress for a person's future.
Teni te gomba teni loso na ne chigreja ngaso tela mambo shet yore da tisu medunge dordis Australians.
And this is one of the kinds of education that comes from Tibetan monasteries. I've just put it in a very summarized way due to the fact we don't have much time today.
Shada ngaso mtsamayenna teni ngaso pena tendi chila ngaso yichi yo sona teni soso shawa yakbo lena ngarang yakbo yongore dugbo lena ngarang dugbo yongore tendi tan dugbo lenyang mare samne tendi soso la rang tendi samlo yo sona teni tej tabdi borez teni tej na ngaso shawa ta cham ngaso matsama ten tramo tang demba tang tendi shekeres.
So this view about cause and effect, once it's embodied at the personal level, once the individual believes in it, then it is of great benefit insofar as that person will not want to engage in negative actions, believing that they will only bring negative results in the future.
Teni karti tinji ge yichi nga cho semga na la yona teni peda nga cho lobja na ne teni lojong shipi teni shirta laserta so samaye na maom bana nga cho mambola pandoya ma to ba mojala no ba mkia teni zrendo res.
And with this view in mind, say a student in a university learning lots of skills and knowledge will use these in the future to benefit others and will not use them in a harmful way.
Teni tendis mayona tata nga so teni laser na jewi ngonton haliba ngonton mambo ngonton jang laser mambo yo ko yore teni nga so mir ke teni shirg na jewi jetar teni rore ti kapsa nga so samba yak bod mena teni nga so laser dang shirg te ta la teni nga so mir ke na la pansang chik chila ngo korea ta teni chik chila teni lopa kia ta teni resona teni nga so laser yona mena teni tondak chibo yo mares rigne yona mena tondak chibo yo mares.
And this is important because if, as our level of knowledge increases and the skills that we have become more in number, we don't have this idea, then in the future all kinds of conflicts will ensue between people, and this knowledge and these skills will only be used for, say, deceiving one another or for fighting one another. And if this is the case, then ultimately it's of no use whether or not we have this knowledge and whether we have these skills. It will come to nothing.
Teni tondak nipa de teni nga zo yang gomba ga teni lopso ti nang la yang karchi shu chik de teni nyarje ta teni jampang ga korte la yang mambol lopso jap ko res.
And the second point of education in the monastery that I'd like to talk about this afternoon is related to compassion and benefiting others.
Tani ngaso nyarji dana tani jampang ga tani samlo to ngaso yurgo re ma to ba te karte me sona tani ngaso jampang ga samlo to me sona tani ngaso samlo chama ngaso rang rashi bo to la tani samlo tong re ma to ba mo janla tani samlo ta ta mo janla phamba de ya ta tani de ngaso shi shi ga ma re ji tani ga samlo to me tani lobso to me na.
And of course, compassion and benefiting others are of vital importance. It's absolutely necessary that we have them. Without them, then all of our efforts and all of our thoughts will simply revolve around ourselves.
Tani ngaso tarta mo hali ba mangbo zu de tani zambolang ga thola re khabar de tani ngaso yargi song charwi jarkab to so nala pamjur yargi song charwi jarkab ga nala tani mo mangbo zu ga tani semkham ga thola hali ba ga tani na tu mangbo shong go yores.
Particularly, all over the world today, but particularly in advanced, economically developed countries, the number of people who are afflicted by mental illness is very large.
Tani ngama yena ngaso pe na tirip jidan ba jogit ba jirga ba tindi nala yena pe na ngaso dungur manchi shu de kan rezena soso go tani pamjur ko thoni tani chi dungur rawota tani mantik mangbo jamni ti thoko dungur rawota tindi ngaso dungur te tere mangchi shu de ngaso lipo go dungur te reze ngama yena.
In past centuries, in the 17th and 18th centuries, most of our suffering really was physical in nature. It was physical suffering, derived from the physical labors and toils we engaged in, or from participating in wars. Physical suffering.
Tini tirab mandrawa nangla tini ngaso yang dungur yang tini mandrawa jamba yongores.
But in different eras, the nature of our suffering is different too.
Teni tarta ngaso go dungur mangchi shute teni ta ngaso tarung yang ngaso zambalang go thona libo go thola zaki me konji me ni dungur yang ke mambo yo yo re ta ina tarta ngaso mo mambo z go dungur ta teni semkham go thoni dungur res semkham go dungur ngar me pa go dungur hal lepa mambo yong go dus.
In today's world, there is certainly the case that there are people who suffer from inadequate food, inadequate clothing, and certainly this is the case. But the majority of suffering these days really is mental suffering. It's related to our minds.
Teni perna tonsir ganna tawala samlo tana Amerikala chig trikshat hambani nistong lo lo jujut hamba nala teni tonsir ganna nanken de teni dabj ginger. In terms
of depression in the United States, since the 1960s, the number of people suffering from depression has increased tenfold.
Teni tonsir kan nat teni thomar ngaso te tangbu jig trikshi thamba lola teni tonsir kan nat navi ti nekab kan teni mo napata so ina kwarang so chamnim go kwaso teni lojang de teni nishi sargare se pinju nyelin nishi sargare te mo chong chola ti kapsin nat mandus.
In the 1960s, the average age of depression sufferers was 28.
Tani tarta ina tani ta ti chamnim go tani nat chamnim go tani lojang de tani lojang chujire se tani po chong la yang tongser kan nat yong do si tarta.
Whereas these days, the average age of a depression sufferer is 14, so really the age of a child.
Tani ta ngaso chama tani to tani pamjur na ngaso ngamali tani dab mango tani jinjin ro America la samlo tana nshogla re tela pena trikchi thamba lo ne jig trikchi thamba lo ne nistong lo warta musoso go ger ke yongbob ko andu shina simjir jemangla songores dabsim jemangla songores pamjur ko de na.
If we look at the case of America, then from the 1960s to the early 2000s, the economic wealth of society increased threefold.
Tini tirip chirga bada tini chogge bata so nala shongwi ti samlo ti rigne to karte yang tak ba yinna tani nga so ngone tane pamjur yala chechi kanti sona nga so tindis ko dekhit tandam bada semkam kanala deva yong go res.
And if the ideas that we had in the 17th and 18th and 19th centuries were correct, then as our economy, as our affluence increase, then so too ought our happiness.
Reta ton ngubu tone tendi yong bandik zenga so tas pamjuriya jere teni dechid mar cheme tendi royore semga nala chamse marke patendi chemanglan royores.
However, that hasn't been the case. As our material standard of life has increased, in fact, our happiness has diminished, and the number of people suffering from mental illnesses has only grown larger.
Tani tongser ka nata kanti yong ndag zena teni ngarang so maung bala samlo mambo tangne ta maung bala ngarang chire samare mure samare ndnduk samare janjnduk samare samne maung bala teni samlo mambo simtran mambo shijati tani nga chola tongser ka nata yong ndag.
One of the sources or main reasons for depression is, in fact, many feelings or anxious thoughts about the future, worrying about what we'll do, what we shouldn't do, what will happen, what won't happen.
Teni tirb ni shachik baganala nga chon roa mir ka teni shishket ko chowo mshya ga teni jimsen ka chawak simde dozi to nga cho teni tirb ni chachik nala mshir gona sanda sin je teni to mkhche ka jichin chowo sim dozi tirb ni chachik baganala.
In the 21st century, there are three main causes of death.
Chinga cho injuries.
One is AIDS.
Ni to teni to nga cho teni nganchen res aijen.
And second is cancer.
Teni samba to teni to tongser gna res.
And the third is depression.
Teni ta maung bana tarong teni rangchuk choya te teni to ta nga cho teni chiwa ga kin samba de lan ro res.
And probably suicide will, in the near future, become the fourth.
Teni rangchuk chon kan ka teni mog jachi thamba to teni tongser gna res.
Gacha katse?
Jachi.
Gacha gya.
80%.
Oh yeah. And 80% of the suicide victims commit suicide due to depression.
Tani ta nga so te pe na nga so la njimdir ka chakin na nga so ngamale tarta zangare tani chungtong tongshun go tani khabar dan so na nga so ngamale tarta zangare nga so zakire konjere changma nga so ngamale tarta zangare je rete nga so tini sem go tole tini dungon mambo ta tak gani yong gore tini samlo thang go dos.
So in terms of our transport, our communications, everything that we consume, our food, our clothing is all better in quality than it has ever been, and yet we feel very unhappy. This is something, the reason for this situation is something that we need to examine very closely.
Tani nga so rang chok chong kan nang la tani gachar ngapchi thamba pe na American ra wo na rang chok chong kan nang la gachar ngapchi thamba ta gargi chore je ne tindi go yigi ga thola tindi yoris te demba yin na mana nga yapo go me tindi yoris.
Khenpo has seen a statistic referring to the situation in America. He's not sure if it's accurate or not, but what he did say was that 50% of suicide victims are in fact old people.
Di nani kyang me mang chi shu te ni lo gachi kyang nga yan chu tres.
Lo gacha.
Gachi kyang nga 85.
Oh. Katse kutso
Ma ti nani rang chok chong kan nani mang chi shu te gargi lo gachi kyang nga yan chu tres.
And the most of these senior citizens committing suicide are over 85 years of age.
Tani ti jimsen kan re na ti jimsen tani to gargi chola tani to nga so ti jampan ta tani go tani to leka dabo jam kan ta tani te nyung bi jimsen ta tani khorang chola tani gargi chola sem khrshin kan ta tani khor chola tani sham nyar ji shin kan ma te ji nyung lan ro yi tani sonsak res.
And this, in fact, that this is the case is a sign that, in fact, beneficial work that benefits others, compassion, concern for others, looking after others is on the decline.
Teni nga so tarta modang mo bar ka teni restak da hajang teni jerang la ta ro rezin ro wi gimsen gang rezin na teni nga so tarta modang chcha ni ka ren ji dui hua modang chcha ni ka ja sha ji ma to ba nga so modang mi wa la teni ka sha ba de jenyong rez.
And in terms of the increasing distance between people in society, or the feelings of distance or estrangement is due to, in fact, the fact that contact between people is less than it was before. It's becoming less. While people have contact, interaction with animals, in fact, interhuman interaction and contact is becoming less frequent.
Tini chaparda nga tsu mocho sem ga nangla tini nyarje da shamda nyarje da jampang ga samlo tini de meti tini nga tsu nyamda ne pine kamna pe na nga tsu nyumambo zo nyamda yoni zamaza garjab tini shena ya ti nangla uni tane ngarang la chokpo ngoma ngarang la sem khrishin ga moto ta yo mare siti nangla.
Even though we might get together frequently in large gatherings, loud, noisy gatherings, nevertheless, many people will not feel that one person among this crowd of people is their real friend.
Tendri yendi tini nga so matsama ga tini ngarang chikpo yin, ngarang kerkyang yin samni gudu jang. Ngarang chikpo yin, ngala chokpo yo mare sambi samlo to tsama la yungo yores.
And as a result of this, many people develop feelings of intense loneliness, of feeling very alone and as if they don't have any friends.
Tendri yendi tini nga so madam mi wala pansan tini shikashi la pansem me madam mi wala kabda shi jidam jera me tendri re sondi rang chikpo ra ore sondi tini nga so sem ga thola maong bala nga kanri rento nga maong bala ngarang na yona ngarang tini chu dondak shongyona nga kare rento nga la dakpo jam kyo mare tendri ga samlo haliba mambo semla yong yores.
So as a result of the fact that there are not great opportunities for people to be together, chat together, interact with each other, benefit each other, then people feeling very lonely then start to project and worry about the future, what they're going to do to cope in the future. If they get sick, what if this happens, what if that happens, how will I cope?
Teni tendri la teni nga tsu shiso kawar ka matsama katak cherang song teni matsama ka sem ka nala dungmar mambo yong ni teni nga tsu ngubu mambo yong na teni pantok me dungmar chejong la ndro moto wi jimtsang chikto teni nga tsu teni zyan la samlo mautang wi jimtsang jires.
So the fact that social distance is increasing between people in society, suffering is increasing, and that increasing material standard of living is not bringing happiness is all linked to the fact that we lack the benefiting others, or the attitude or conviction of benefiting others is lacking in our society.
Teni tarta nga so te lo nyarji che ata jampang ka teni samlo ti thola nga so lo jong ma shi jongder ma shi na teni nga so maung bala teni di jimsenji teni nga so la maung bana teni zambalang de la modiwa mambo pe mambo yongres.
If we don't really learn about benefiting others and train ourselves in benefiting others and in compassion, then it is very likely that in the future our world will experience great unhappiness.
Teni ti jimseng gang rezi la ngarang tso perda teni soso pesho tangya ga tonkong ziyuan. Tonkong de teni jenyong zhou yores.
On the one hand, our the resources we have available to us are decreasing.
Teni ngarang tso mariri goi na teni tonkong pesho tangye ta teni tonkong chola tangye ta jemang lan zhou yores.
However, the number of people who need to use resources, and in fact the number of people who waste resources, is only increasing.
Tendri yendi teni maung bala teni tonkong de jenyong la songdi teni chi nare mrigi nare teni terka nare toso thola teni maung bala chama nga chibola goze jalla samlo tama shiti teni nga so teni titolin ramra mambo zambalang la teni mabdeva mambo yongres.
So in the future, when we are experiencing shortages in things such as water and grain and all kinds of minerals, then the attitude that an attitude of selfishness, that in fact we need to get everything for ourselves, will result in a situation of great conflict.
Tendri yendi nga so tarta ni pe na zambalang la teni chi shikin chimbo yongkang ka teni lodra chimbo ndo so nang la yinda manda teni samlo ndo so ngarang ka samna ti halipa gong ndo sam gandos.
So it's of extreme importance that in this point in time that particularly among influential universities, people really put their minds to this question.
Teni te ni padere teni sambata ngacho yang gomba ga nane teni ta mangsu to gomba ga loso ga nane teni sambata kan rezena teni soso go sem yarge sa ton gum jamne teni sem yarge sa ton ya teres.
And then the third point of monastic education that I'd like to talk about is in relation to improving one's mind through meditation.
Teni gum javyati ngacho teni to te chuluk tagdags marezi chuluk chikdam dewa yona ya chokorezi chuluk chikdam dewa tsani mena ya chokorezi.
Meditation, on the one hand, we can say it's part of religion or it's religious, but it's also possible to extract it from its religious connection and talk about it as an independent thing.
Pena ngacho lipo tela teni jondr shego orezi lipo to jondr mashina ngacho nar damra yongdos pena ten dawa go teni ngacho semkham layang jondr shego ore semkham lab jondr mashina ngacho semkham go thola teni nar damra mambo yongdos.
So just as we need to exercise our physical bodies to keep them in good health and prevent us from getting sick, so too do we need to train and exercise our minds.
Teni semkham go thola teni yargi tongyate
In terms of developing our minds, there are a great deal of methods and techniques in the techniques.
Teni ngarancho tarta samlo tangji te kangrezina teni ngaranga khangbai chongchong ne chembo ne tele chembo teni ngarancho langkhorien na teni dugbo le zambo le tele zamba teni tana la samlo tangji ma to ngaso so rang yarji kanti tangku samlo tangyo mares.
What a lot of people, I think, really concern themselves with, though, are things like upgrading the size of their home from a small one to a middle-sized one to a better one, or their car, or some kind of other external focus. They, in fact, pay very little attention to developing their inner selves. They're developing their minds.
Ngacho ngupo yarje tongje te yang karchim boreze ngacho chowa chiso yarje tong gore te tona teni ndikre te maton zegmare chokoreze re te tele yang karchiwa te ngacho rang yarje tonga te tele yang karchiwa zres.
So whilst it's important and it's okay that we think about improving the material quality of our lives, what is more important than this is in fact improving our inner selves, improving the quality of our minds.
Teni di tabshita ngaso rang yarje tonga ga teni tabshita rang ga chechog yarje tonga ta rang ga semkham yarje tonga ga tabshitela teni gum jabze gre ti gum ti dong ga thola ngaso semkham gu jondr che ga tabshi zre ma to tele jambaz mares.
And this method for improving one's human life and for developing the quality of one's mind is precisely meditation. We can talk about meditation really as being a means of training, or a psychological tool for training one's mind.
Teni ti gum jamna teni ngaso sem go thone teni perna tonsir ka nan rata teni sem go thola yopi ne teni sem kham go nan jam ra mambo te so thamchi pola hal leba phan to yore tela char ko den hang yore te char ko jimjing mambo shini ti trimje teni to tarta yores.
And meditation is something that can have great benefit for all kinds of suffering in our minds, depression, etc. The fact that meditation can yield great benefits is something that there is significant scientific evidence of.
Teni te ngacho nangba ga teni nangla teni gumthap ramra mambo yore chorancho pesho tana teni chokores.
And so within the Buddhist tradition there are many kinds of meditation approaches, and these are able to be open to be used by all of you.
Yena kyarancho nambashi go marese kyarancho nambashi samna chokore marsamna chokore chulung jamba pena ishi chulung jada dindig chulung la tapashina chokore yana chulung la tsani tapamashina chokore garsar tabshi teso tabjo po pesho tana ndgres.
And all of these techniques are available to you. That it's not necessary, however, that you be a Buddhist in order to make use of these methods. It's fine if you are, if you're not, if you're a Christian, if you've got some other religious faith, or if you don't have any religious faith at all.
Teni nga tsu mo mangbo zi ka teni nga tsu lobda nga nang la yo pi ne kabna di shiso wo jiktin da teni hachang ziba teni zi yin sam ne nga tsu mo mangbo zi ka teni sam ga yores.
A lot of people or a lot of students while they're in school feel that the outside material world is in fact very wonderful, very beautiful, very seductive.
Teni nga tsu mo tsama ga teni soso rang ga teni tsechok ko nang la maung ba la teni hachang ga mzidik tang damba teni ga teni chu netser teni mjongji la teni rewa jab ga yores mo tsama ga teni yo ki rewa jab ga yores.
And many people, many students have great hope, or they place great hope in their lives being very beautiful in the future.
Rede nga tsu simkham yargi sa mabtang rang soso go tsechok yargi sa mabtang na nga tsu go teni jiktin da shisok da teni ga halipa ga mzidik tang damba zi mares.
However, without improving and developing our minds, then it's not possible that our lives, just based solely on the things outside, will be beautiful in nature.
Teni nga tsu tsama ga maung ba na teni tondak mambo la teni dongsat go ores men tui teni she go ores.
In the future, there are all kinds of things that every single one of us will need to confront.
Teni ti kapsa nga tsu la simkham yakbo zi yor go re ma tok ba nga tsu shirikta teni laksar chikbo zi kun rukum bandu zi yong bandu zi.
And when in confronting all of these things, we really need to be strong in our minds. Simply possessing knowledge or possessing skills will not be enough at such moments.
Teni nga tsu chingni nga tsu teni shawa soso ranga teni shawa dikbo shina nga tsu dikbo yong sambi teni ta yichi da teni nipa ta teni jampang ka teni samlo ta samba ta gum jawa nge terang shaba te so samdares.
And in order to be strong in our minds, we three things. First of all, the belief that our negative actions will produce negative results. Secondly, an attitude of benefiting others. And then thirdly, the practice of meditation.
Teni taso sambo da nga tsu yakbo zi teni she tabso na teni soso matse derche tang damba tang teni marjana yang mambo la teni pan toya da teni yungare.
And if we're able to really apply these three things, then in the future we will be able to lead happy lives and lives that are of benefit to others.
Teni te tang nyamdu teni nga tsu pamjoriya je tong go re, tsarik ka laksar yang lap go re, tangrib ka rigne lang lap go re, nika tan ramnyam re ne teni tomnyam zi yong so na te yakbo yung gandus.
And if we're able, in emphasizing these things, are able to continue to work on improving our economic standard of living, on in scientific research, technology, etc., then if we can keep these objectives in balance and bring them together in balance and harmony, then we will enjoy good results.
Teni nga tsu jiktin di tola shigun jiktin yin nanda, teni nanga ranga sem ga tola yin nanda, nga tsu ta nan di tola halipa ga teni ngomsir ga teni nyamnyung mambo teni yores. Nga tsu jiktin de la, teni shiro ga jiktin, 外面的世界 shiro ga jiktin yin nanda, ranga sem ga tola yin nanda, garte nga tsu di tola yakbo zi teni jimjik shi teni shi na, teni ngomsir ga teni yamtsan ga teni nawa mambo nyamnyung mambo yung gore yamtsan ga tab mo ze gona yamtsan ga nyamnyung mambo yung gores.
If we research and pay attention to not just the external world around us, but also to the inner nature of our minds, then we will discover all kinds of amazing things.
Yina nga tsu teni soso go zaje ta gonje ta teni chi tendri zi ga to mupo go tole yara gar mata na nga tsu matse te tezi teni chi teni lo pambo yiha teni rendo gores.
However, if we are unable to really get past being our concern with mundane things like eating and our everyday lives, then in some ways we will lead rather regrettable existences.
Teni chorang tsu teni lobja ga na ne teni semkham ko korta jampang ko korta ndaso la lojong yak bo shi ne maung ba na su so go teni matse dondang damba yongya tang teni mo jamba la pantok yongya teni ga molom yen teni ngen chatrim jig zo song tgji ches.
And I'd like to end with the prayer that you all work hard on improving your minds and on benefiting others and through this enjoy great happiness and are able to be of good use in the world. Thank you.